Hello guys, Votolon here and welcome to another deck lab. In this one, I decided that I wanted to build a deck with some of the new cards from the Galaxy of Fate set that is yet to be printed in Japan, but has started revealing some of the cards from the set. And among those cards are some insect cards that were pretty interesting. The one that interested me most is this card, the Anglered Digra, mostly for its artwork. Because its effect isn't that awe-inspiring. What it does is you can send the top 2 cards of your deck to the grave, then if an insect type monster is among the cards sent, this card gains attack equal to the number of monsters sent to the grave by this effect times 400. So that's not a very interesting effect. There are effects similar to it that send cards from the top of your deck to the grave to gain attack. It's not particularly different from those cards, but specifically this one incentivizes you to play a good chunk of insect monsters in your deck, because if you don't hit a single one, you won't gain the attack boost. It also incentivizes you to play a lot of monsters, which to be fair, rush decks are incentivized to play a lot of monsters anyway. For the most part, there are decks that don't, that I've covered on the channel before, but I digress. To combine with this card, this card itself isn't very interesting and wouldn't be able to push the deck by itself, but there are cards that we can play with this card to make a halfway decent deck. And an in-theme one that I have found is the Diabolic King Beetle. So this is a build around from the first set in the game. What this does is you can give a face-up monster on your field attack equal to the number of level 1 monsters in your grave times 100 until the end of this turn. So yeah, basically what you do is in this deck is you load up on level 1s to be able to get more attack boosts from the Diabolic King Beetle. And it just so happens that insects have a lot of level 1s, like the ants running about, the Petit Moth and the Thantsgiving, that just happen to be insects that make sure you can get the boost of the Anglered Digra, and they also happen to be level 1s so that you can get the boost of the Diabolic King Beetle. So you can get a decent chunk of attack that way, which is the goal of the deck basically. Now just these 2 monsters aren't enough to push the deck. As such, we have combined the insect stuff with a dragon package in order to help push more damage. And the style of the show, the Multistrike Dragon Dragias, allows you to attack twice. And Diabolic King Beetle can target any face-up monster on your field, so what you do is you give the Diabolic King Beetle buff to the Dragias in order to basically double dip on the attack boost. Let's say your Diabolic King Beetle is boosting something by 300 attack. If you target anything else, that's just a flat 300 attack, maybe 300 damage, that's not bad. But if you give this to the Dragias, that is 600 damage, it basically doubles the output from the Diabolic King Beetle, which is super nice. We are also playing the Phoenix Dragon as part of our dragon package to be able to retrieve our dragons from a grave if we so choose. And we might accidentally mill these dragons off of the Diabolic King Beetle or the Anglered Digra, which mills 2 cards, which is different from the other cards of its type that mill only 1 card. This also just happens to hopefully be able to mill more level 1s into your grave for the Diabolic King Beetle. But back to the Phoenix Dragon. Because we are running this Phoenix Dragon, we are running a bit more dragons outside of the Dragias, like the Star Dragon and the Shock Dragon, that are just pretty nice targets for this Phoenix Dragon, which is pretty nice to have, just to make sure you can find targets for this Phoenix Dragon. To round out the deck, we are also running some more insect types for the Anglered Digra, like the Dramoth Caterpillar, which can send an insect from your hand to the grave to draw 1 card, so this is your consistency piece, and it's another reason why you would want to run this many bad insect monsters. Not only that, we also have the Bio Mechamantis, which can shuffle an insect type monster from your grave into the deck to debuff your opponent's monster by 300 attack until the end of the turn. Then you can also make that monster become an insect until the end of the turn. Basically what this is useful for is it can shut down traps like the Battle Demotion, which needs a machine type monster to be attacked into to be able to activate, and if your machine is suddenly an insect, this card cannot activate. And there are several other cards that have similar properties. For example, the Dolphin counter needs you to attack into a fish or sea serpent monster. The Shadow Flower stance needs you to attack into a plant type monster. The newly revealed Security Hole needs you to attack into a Cyverse monster. Like Primal Fist needs you to attack into a Beast, Warrior, a Fiend, or a Machine monster. And like if all of these monsters are just insects, these traps can't activate, which is a very nice niche for this card to have. We are also running some like generically good cards like the Amazing Dealer, like the Torero, and also the Wording Fairy. This is Graveyard Hate in the deck. It's also a new card. What it does is, if your opponent has a monster on the field during the turn you normal summon this card, you can shuffle 3 monsters from your grave into the deck, to then shuffle 3 monsters from your opponent's grave into the deck. The rest of the effect is probably not going to come up, but it can come up in this deck. The reason why we are on this card instead of other cards is, one, because you will accidentally just mill your actually good cards off with the Digra sometimes. And you can use this and the Torero to shuffle it back. But it is also a level 1, and Diabolic King Beetle does not discriminate against what type of level 1 you are playing. So if you have the Wording Fairy in your grave, the Diabolic King Beetle will give an extra 100 attack, which is a very nice synergy to have. We're also just running like Crank to 10 to give to the Dragias. And if you can stack the Dragias with Crank to 10 and the Diabolic King Beetle, you can deal a massive amount of damage in 1 turn, which is super nice. Mirror Force, extremely good card. I tried Reborn in this deck prior to recording this, but then I ended up just being back on Mirror Force. I just ended up being a lot stronger. And then Ghost Cyclone. This deck doesn't have an Inti back row removal option yet, so we are just playing the generic ones. This is also from the same set as the Anglered Digra and whatnot. And it seems pretty good in the aggro deck. You draw it early, you activate it, you get the card draw, you guys get to keep pushing while blowing up their back row. Seems pretty good, and you just can't rely on having to be able to keep your board presence in this deck, given we are not on any piece of interaction. So the Ghost Cyclone is very often going to be live to just be able to at least pop something, which is, in my opinion, quite worth. Now that we have gone over the deck, let's head on over to the gameplay. Alright, here's the game. Gonna have fun to our opponent. We have... okay, yeah, this is a fine hand. We can just try digging with the Dramoth Caterpillar, and we can discard this ant running about to draw 1 new card. So we're good here. Saturn. I was thinking of keeping this Phoenix Dragon in hand, but I think I just want to empty our hand now, since we have the Saturn King Beetle that we can conceivably just get rid of from our hand. And if the entire board lives, this is a pretty good position. So we have 2 level 1s in the ants running about and the Wording Fairy here. We have another one as well, that's pretty good. Doesn't matter where we put it since this is the first one. So yeah, pretty decent setup. If this doesn't get touched, we have a good shot of dealing a good bit of damage here. So we're playing against Fusion Warrior. Okay. That's unfortunate, since that means I got punished for making the Diabolic King Beetle now. Since otherwise I could have just Phoenix Dragon, grab the Dragias, and then make the Saturn King Beetle again. I should just be killing the Beetle now. Hopefully we draw the Mechamantis, or we draw the Beetle again, that would be good. Hey, okay. We can't use this Ghost Cyclone unfortunately, but we can use the Dramoth to... I guess we didn't need to do... yeah, we're gonna use this Dramoth Caterpillar to send the Petit Moth to the grave and draw 1, see what we get. Ooh, into Mirror Force, that's really good. We'll just use the Dragias to see what we mill here. Another level 1, that's pretty good here. So we can now just tribute over this amazing dealer and get in for big chunks of damage. So this is the main combo of the deck that we can finally show off. Beetle target Dragias to get the attack boost twice basically, since we get to attack twice with the Dragias, and we just gave the attack boost to him. So we gave 500 attack to him, and instead of dealing just 500 damage, it now does 1000 extra damage, on top of helping us clear the Simi ruler without crashing into it. To deal damage. We have this Dramoth Caterpillar up also. If it doesn't die, we can still just draw more, which is pretty nice. I'm fine with the entire board dying also, because then we can use the Ghost Cyclone we have here. But it's pretty hard for our board to be touched here when we have Mirror Force set. Next time we should have game unless they have interaction. And to play it safe, you can even give the Beetle boost to the Dramoth Caterpillar to make sure everything can beat over everything else. Using the Sakakaze to shuffle some cards here. Putting my insects back in, which is unfortunate. That means I only have 3. I think I have 3 level 1s here. I'm gonna burn for this inconsequential. They have the fusion here for the other one. I can't remember what its name is. The Doma. It just gets big. It just gets 200 attack for every card on my field, so against 1000. Has the backbeat as well. Did he show? Shows the Wording Fairy? I feel like I used the Sakakaze to shuffle the spellcasters instead then. There wasn't really much reason to do it that way. I'll just Mirror Force this. Okay. It didn't matter since I had the Mirror Force, but still in odd sequence. He could have used the Sakakaze to shuffle the spellcasters back, and then use the backbeat to shuffle the insects back, to then get the extra draw. But overall, it didn't matter. We have the Amazing Dealer here. Our hand right now isn't looking that great, but this Amazing Dealer can hopefully fix that. Or we draw a 2-3 monster off the top. Then we can combine that with the Diabolic King Beetle for damage. Ooh, that's frustrating. Turn 1 Yami Ruler is pretty good. I can risk this Amazing Dealer, I think. This is definitely a risky play, but I can set over it with the Diabolic King Beetle if I need to. Okay, we should not have done that apparently. Regretting everything. Yeah, we made the risky play and it backfired hard. We definitely did not need to do that. You know, I'm a Yami Ruler also, yeah. That was kinda stupid. To the Kimi Luna also. I'm into this, so he's going into the which one is he going to? If he was going into the, then he could have just left it in, he could have just left this Beetle in defense. Then there was no reason. He didn't even use the effect to, like, I guess there's not much reason to use the effect here, but at least using it to grab the Sokiri and just set it is not that bad. Yeah, just odd sequence here. Oh, my sequence of plays were not great either, but still. Okay, this is at least serviceable, since we actually have tribute fodder to get these on the board. Let's put the Beetle back and debuff this. So there are traps that need warriors on board, and like if they're not insect, if they are insects instead of warriors, those can't activate. So the Mechamantis is pretty good here. Again, we don't really know if they're running those kinds of cards anyway, so no idea whether it's actually impactful or not. But oh well, might as well. Slowly working our way through emptying this hand here. Going to the amazing dealer. Well, they don't have any. They don't have too many cards to engrave to activate it anyway. Torero is gonna. Is that gonna enable the amazing dealer? It might. And then the Kimi Terasu can kill it. It's they have too many monsters fortunately, so they can't like go into amazing dealer again and activate the effect. Another Yami ruler. This is a rough one. Mostly because I got greedy and decided to use amazing dealer. At least they're not doing much this one. Oh gee, this is... Yeah, it's gonna die anyway because the Kimi Terasu is here, so I'm just gonna normal summon this. And then I'll discard... I'll use the crank now to just empty the hand. Let's get rid of the Dragias. We have multiple copies of that in the decks, it's probably fine. Using Kimi Terasu to add a 0 attack with the Sokery might mean they are going to the fusion. No, they're just adding a 4+1, that's fair. Okay, hopefully we should be able to draw some tribute monsters here. Okay. Okay, so we can Ghost Cyclone to pop one of these right now. Another Ghost Cyclone, that's fine. We'll use this to discard the Digra. I'm not sure exactly what I'm trying to find, but something that isn't this, I guess. Yeah, sure. We'll just make the Star Dragon here and attack over the Yami ruler. See what we mill here. Another Dragias? Okay. Not exactly what I wanted to mill, but yeah, whatever. At least we get to beat over this. The amazing deal here is probably just gonna. Oh, we're just gonna get hard defense deal. Oh, this is just lethal on board then. Oh well. Yeah, that was a big mistake for me to use that amazing dealer there. No reason to have done that. I was gonna say our hand is bad here, but at least we can discard some cards and draw new ones. We did end up drawing to the low level anyway, so it wasn't that bad, but still. Okay, we can actually use this Digra to mill early and set up our grave, which ain't bad. Use this here. We're already out of Ghost Cyclone range, we can't really get the effect. We hit 2 non-insects. It doesn't matter since we are not attacking this turn. That was no setup at all. It is set up for Phoenix Dragon if you end up drawing into that again, but we did just mill one, so less chance of us drawing back into it. But choosing was Simi Roller, this is fine. Could be a lot worse. Yeah, this is just killing the Digra here, that's fine. We have the Torero if we need to use it to attack over the Sime ruler. So just any 2 tribute monster will be good. Or Phoenix Dragon, that would be good also. Grunton not as good, but still would be pretty nice. Oh, this is a nice one. Yeah, we can do things with this. I need to decide whether I want to use the Torero effect or not. Does that deal more damage? So right now I will have 4 level 1s after I will have 4 level 1s after I tribute this Thantsgiving for Diabolic King Beetle. So I can use that to boost the Beetle itself and then beat over the defense position Sime ruler. That would be the safer play. I think we should do that. Yeah, well, no harm in activating this Digra first, so getting the two monsters plus 1 insect, so we get the attack boost, which is good. Now we need to think, yo. I think overall it will be worth it. I guess we need to do math here first. So if I boost the Beetle and then shift this to defense, we do 4,400 damage between the Digra and the Torero. If we don't, then we'll ignoring whatever is on the top of our deck. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 level 1s. So that will be 37, 12, 29. That will actually be less damage. So yeah, we shouldn't risk it here, because risking it would deal less damage anyway, so this is just a better play. We can put the Digra, the Phoenix Dragon, and I guess the other Digra will be pretty good. Yeah, let's do that. Put this in defense. Let us deal a good chunk of damage here. Torero is such a good card, man. Oh, this card is great. We don't know whether this would have actually mattered or not, but I like to think it matters. And then if this was playing against machines, it would definitely have mattered. Getting a big chunk of damage here. Graveyard setup is really good for this. We've milled like almost half of our level 1s already, which is pretty good for our Beetle here. He's got a Torero also for exactly 3 monsters to be shuffled back. Oh, that's not a great look here. I mean, it could just mean he has a tribute monster plus some beater that he wants to use to beat over the Beetle. Oh, he's just gonna go into Amazing Dealer here. Okay. They didn't technically need to use that Torero yet though. He could have waited out for he could have gone Amazing Dealer first, I guess. Using the Sakakaze to shuffle 1 Petit Moth. That's fine. He's got the army ruler here. He can't really use this. Okay, sure. Guess he's gonna use it anyway. I have the Digra on board already, so this isn't really going to do much. It will stop me from tribute summoning this time, but I can still beat over it, so it's not that bad. I might use the Torero to put this Torero in defense, just so that I can kill it using the Torero, depending on what my hand is next one. Gotta activate sparks on me, I guess. Sure. Oh no, I take 200. Woe is me. This is a huge blow to my life points. Is he going to crash the Toreros? That wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, it's gonna crash. That's fine. Not the end of the world. I don't technically need it. I just need to mill at least 1 insect out of this and it will be fine. This hand is not particularly great though. Okay, we'll Digra here. We have the Crank if we don't mill anything good from this. We did mill good though. Yeah, we're just gonna go Crank to discard this Dragias to empty our hand here. Target, and then go into this Yami Ruler. And if our board somehow gets empty, we can use these Ghost Cyclones. We keep this Phoenix Dragon in hand so that it stays safe. And we can guarantee its usage next turn to be able to pick up whatever dragon we want from the grave. For now, we're just gonna punch and do some damage here. Last turn. We have the Mirror Force again, so we are relatively safe. Reborn is spooky. Well, at least we know they're not on Mirror Force, so we don't really need to play through that. Their best target is, I guess, the Yami Ruler here. Oh, they're just gonna grab our Shock Dragon. That's fine. They might force out my Mirror Force here, just so that I can... Oh, yeah, this is spooky one. Grabbing the Reborn back with the Stone Excavation. Yeah, this is the big swing. I think I want to Mirror Force. What if we don't Mirror Force though? What happens if we don't? Oh, they just... Okay, yeah. You know, sometimes I forget. Reborn targets. Both graveyards. Looks at both looks at both graveyards for the Reborn effect. Yeah, I think we're forced to Mirror Force. We're gonna take a lot of damage if we don't. These Ghost Cyclones is just gonna be rotting here, I guess. And we get to grab it back with the Phoenix Dragon here. So this is a pretty good position. We're gonna Digra here first. If we don't mill insects, okay, we mill insects, so we automatically win here. Yeah, so we can go Phoenix Dragon, discard, doesn't matter. We can discard like the ants running about for the Dragias. Set the other ants running about. And then tribute for the Dragias. And Dragias will use this effect, then attack into the Karatake. Then we can use the Anglered Digra to attack into the Shock Dragon. Right here. Realizing that they misplayed with the Shock Dragon, they didn't need to activate it that early. Like, it didn't matter because I used Mirror Force anyway, but if they waited until after they reborn my Dragias, then they could have gotten extra attack load. They would have gotten the Digra to 0. Yeah, that's a game anyway, doesn't matter. So that was the deck. We got to show off Diabolic King Beetle targeting the Dragias. Unfortunately, both games that we won were won with the Mirror Force. But that just goes to show just how strong this card is. This deck is very fun. I wouldn't call it very competitive, considering it's an aggro deck, but there are better aggro decks in the meta that are just faster, that just push for more damage, like the Gate Order, which is unfortunate. But fortunately for this deck, it hasn't gotten all of its support yet, since it is in a deck. It is in a deck modification pack that is not fully revealed yet, so you might see more for this archetype. And maybe we'll boost this deck to be semi-relevant. Right now, I will say it has at least one niche in the Bio Mechamantis, since it can shut off traps like the Battle Emotion, the Shadow Flower stance and whatnot. But we are in currently a rather trap light format, so that is less good of a niche in this format specifically. And it doesn't turn off the most scary trap in Mirror Force and Dark Revelation. But still a okay niche to have if machines resurface. And we can use Bio Mechamantis to beat through those traps if that ever comes up again. But for now, it's a relatively casual deck. and I wouldn't expect to see much success from it. But again, we gotta wait for the full set list to come out to figure out whether this deck will be good. In any case, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.